Hello everyone, this here is the LEGO Harry Potter 4 Privet Drive, released back in 2020. It comes with 797 pieces, and it retails for $80 in the United States. And it comes with 6 minifigures, a car, and some other accessories, but for right now I just want to start off with the house. Something that I feel like this set does a really good job of is not making this house look too tan and boring. They use a lot of other colors like this brown color and then this darker tan color to kind of make this look a little bit more interesting and not just like a big tan blob with a roof on it. So that definitely helps to make this look better on display. And then there's also some plants out here on the front there, which kind of helps this to look better as well. Now you can't open this door here, and that is a sticker with kind of showing the letters coming into the house there. And there's also another sticker there on the back of the door where Vernon tries to board up the door there with a piece of wood. But you can open the door there, and that leads you in to the bottom level of the house. And this is just kind of a little area here where there are 2 couches. There's kind of like an armchair there and then a couch. Here's what that looks like with some minifigures put on it there. And that armchair there in the back looks really good. But this couch here is a little bit unfortunate. You can only put 1 figure on it. I wish that you could, put 2 on there. But I do understand that is pretty small, and there are some limitations there. But you can also take a letter here and put it in this kind of slot on the side of the house. And that won't actually go down until you turn this knob here to the left. Then they will come down, and there are 2 other letters. So there's 3 in total included in the set. And the letter will kind of come out of the fireplace there. So that looks really cool. And that mechanism works pretty well. If you have the knob turned to the right, they won't come down. As soon as you turn to the left, they all will come down. So that definitely works there. And then when you turn to the side of the house here, you can use this here to kind of open this little section here. And this gets you in to kind of Harry's room that he sleeps in the first movie. And that's kind of the cover under the stairs that he sleeps in. Now there's also kind of a door there with a sticker on it, but it's hard to open that actually from the front. You can kind of do it, but it's easier just to push it open from the back there. But you can definitely open that there. And there's a sticker on the wall there with Harry's toys on it that he kind of plays with there. And then you can also put Harry in the bed here, and that definitely looks pretty good. It's a very small space, but definitely uses the space that it has very well, because it is a very small space in the movie. And there's also a broom there on the side and a shovel. I do like the way that kind of the stair railing here looks. It definitely kind of looks like how it looks in the movie there. And then the stairs here, I don't believe that the stairs were blue. But they also are pretty simplistic there, definitely for LEGO standards nowadays. They're pretty simple. They're just some 2x4 blue bricks. They're stacked on top of each other, so that definitely could have been done a little bit better, but, it still works for what it is there. And then when you go up to the second level, that leads you to Harry's bedroom that he has in the second movie there, and then he has a picture of his parents there on kind of the desk. That is a sticker there, and then he has kind of this a little chair there that he can sit in, so that definitely works there. And then there's just kind of some space where you can walk a minifigure around. And there's also a little bed here with kind of a checkered design on it, and it's also got a pillow. I really like the way that that bed looks there. And you can put a minifigure on that there, and you can also put a minifigure with longer legs on that too as well, so that definitely works. And I think that looks really good there. It's also got the Daily Prophet newspaper there, and overall I feel like Harry's room works pretty well there. Now there is a window here, and that window can actually be taken out. And if you get the Ford Anglia car here and attach this chain to the top of the window, that chain there is actually attached to the car. But if you attach that to the window and you pull on the car, that will just take out that window completely there, so you can reenact that scene there from the second movie. And once you take out the window, it really doesn't look that bad. And this window here looks a lot like the one that gets taken out in the movie, so I really like that there. It kind of has those bars on it there. And then going back here to the exterior of the house, I do really like the way the roof was done. It definitely helps to make things look more interesting. It's kind of got that pattern to it. It's not all just one row. they kind of lower things by a plate there. That really helps a lot there. And then there's also kind of this roof over here. And overall, I do really like this house. Now, it is pretty small here, but the Dursleys' house really isn't that big in the movie either. So overall, I feel like this house is pretty interesting. Lego definitely makes this look more interesting than it definitely could have been had it been all tan. So overall, this house, I feel like this house represents the Dursleys' house pretty well. Here's the Ford Anglia car that is included in the set, and I feel like this car definitely looks a lot like the Ford Anglia. I really do like the way that the front is shaped here. Definitely kind of gives that round, smooth look there. I also like that piece that they kind of use to get that front shape there, and then they have a sticker there kind of for that license plate, and then you can also open up the trunk, and here is what this kind of chain here looks like. It is connected in there. And then this set also kind of comes with a suitcase here that, you can use that for whatever you want to use it for. And then there's nothing really in there. But I feel like the trunk looks good. There, and that chain is definitely very useful for kind of reenacting that scene there. Now, it is a little bit hard to get it to go back in there. But this trunk here does have some gaps on it right there, and I don't love that about it. Now, that here is a sticker, this piece, and that is a very hard sticker to line up, especially if you want to try to get it to go with the blue. You have to try to push it to the furthest that you can towards that edge there to kind of get it to line up with the blue. So that sticker is a pain. I do wish that had been more brick built. Now, Lego kind of wants you to put the minifigures in here kind of lined up kind of in a row like that. However, you can put Harry and Ron in here side by side if you don't want to put them in a row like Lego suggests. And I do feel like this looks much better. It's definitely a lot more accurate to the movie, so this is definitely an option as well. Now, I thought I'd also compare this new Ford Anglia here to the one that was released in 2018. And while these were only released 2 years apart, I do feel like the new one made lots of improvements. However, the old one still did have some better things about it. But I think something that the new one did much better is the way that this front looks here. I think this one is just a little bit more smooth and everything. It doesn't have any studs, and I think it just looks better. Now, something that the old one did better was this part right here. I like how this was brick built. I didn't use a sticker. I don't really like the way that sticker looks there. It's harder to apply, and I just don't really think that it looks that great there. Now, something else that I think the new one improved on is the trunk. While I do like the shape of the older one much better, it does leave a giant gap. And I think that the new one's shape doesn't look as good, but the gap is definitely much smaller and definitely looks a lot better. Now, there is still a gap, but it definitely is much better. So overall, there definitely are some things to like about each one, but I do feel like the new one definitely is a little bit better. Here we have the accessories that are included in this set, and we have a Privet Drive sign here with an owl on top. That is a sticker there. We also have Hedwig with the kind of more spread out wings there, and then there's also a cake build here, and I feel like that cake definitely looks a lot like how the cake looks in the movie. Taking a look at the minifigures that are included in the set, from left to right, we have Harry, Ron, Dobby, Vernon, Petunia, and Dudley, and I feel like all of these minifigures are really good, especially these four here. Harry and Ron are pretty much just kind of standard of kind of like year 2 minifigures. Like before they get to Hogwarts, that's kind of their little outfit there. And I feel like those two are pretty good. But that Dobby minifigure there is really, really nice. The head mold there is good. The torso print there is good. And then Vernon, Petunia, and Dudley, those are all fantastic minifigures. No printing for the legs, unfortunately, but the torsos there are really nice, and I feel like those torsos there definitely capture the look of those minifigures, and then I feel like all the prints on the back definitely continue those looks, except for Vernon. Vernon is really disappointing because he has that great printing on the front, but then no printing on the back, which is definitely very unfortunate. And then here are what all the alternate faces look like. Those two are just kind of those characters' normal faces, but I feel like those three here just kind of continue the good faces that are on the front. They just kind of continue those faces here, and those three are all pretty good. So this set retails for £70 UK, €80.80. Now, this set actually originally used to retail for $70. And I felt like even that, as it was too much money. But $80 is just way too much. I mean, there's just not enough stuff here. And the interior, it is good, but there's not a whole lot of interior, exterior of the house. Now, the Ford Anglia is good, and then that's about as big as I'd want it to be. All of these 6 minifigures are all really good. So there's nothing really bad about this set. It's just there's not enough stuff here to make people pay that much money for it. So I think $70 was originally pushing it. $80 is just way too far. I actually didn't even realize that they bumped up the price until I went to do this review, and then I was like, oh, I remember that being $70, and then I was like, yeah, it was $70. But they bumped it up. It's just too much money. It did come out in 2020. It comes with 797 pieces, but there's a lot of small pieces and not a whole lot of big pieces to where it makes this not be that big. So in 2020, I would have liked to have seen this at about $60, $50 to $60. So yeah, I think 60 would be where I'm at with this. Maybe that's unreasonable to say in 2023, but for coming out in 2020, I think this one should be at about 60. So unless you can find this discounted a lot and you really like it, then I would say just to pass. You know, if you do really like it and you can find it discounted, I would say to get it. It's a really good set. But otherwise, I honestly can't really recommend this one. So anyways, that will do it for this review. Great set, but way too high of a price. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you on the next one.